Alright, what's up everybody? We've got a special video today. Today I'm going to take you on somewhat of a tour of a notorious prison in California, one of the worst prisons in California. Now, I'll be speaking about it in the past tense because it was, thank God, shut down a while back, a couple years ago. They finally closed it. It needed to be closed a long time ago. And this, of course, I'm speaking about DVI in Tracy. Worst prison ever. So DVI stands for Duell Vocational Institution. It's probably named after some jackass, I'm not sure. But it's anything but a vocational institution. Tracy is located in the California Central Valley, probably 60 miles east of San Francisco. It's in an agricultural area, just real dusty and hot and smelly. So it's a humongous prison. There's these long-ass corridors like you see here. They're just long, and they take forever to walk from one end to the other. And off of these corridors, there are housing units, and they're called wings, and they're humongous. They're 3 tiers high, and they go about as far back as a football field or longer, like you see in the pictures here. And they're all full of cells, small-ass, dirty-ass cells. There's another picture of the housing units, like D-wing or F-wing, H-wing. And, you know, these pictures kind of make it look clean, but it's not clean. It's dirty and filthy. So this gives you some idea of what the cells look like. They're very, very small, dingy, dirty, and filthy. I mean, this doesn't even, like, give you the best representation because it's nasty. And because you're in a reception, you're locked in these cells for damn near 24/7. You only come out once a week for yard, or you go to chow real quick, and then you come back, and you're stuck in these dingy, dirty cells. There's mice. Mice will get into your canteen and your belongings, so you always have to, like, tie up your belongings in paper bags and keep them off the ground because mice will get into them in the middle of the night. They'll sneak under the door and get into your stuff. And on top of that, there are monster level 4 prison fucking roaches that'll fucking just come in there thugging, and they fucking, you try to stomp on them and they'll flip you off and gangbang and fucking all that shit. I want to just quickly kind of go over reception again for you guys that are kind of lost. So reception is like an intake facility, and you spend about 3 months there until they determine, you know, what your placement's going to be and any needs you might have, and calculate your time. It takes about 3 months, and the goal is to get out of reception because it sucks. Not only are you locked down for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but, like, you can't order packages, you can't order your personal clothing, nothing like that. You can only bring so many, you know, books from the county jail that you came from. So you're having to wear these dirty, dingy, orange clothes, you know, and you're stuck there. And it's like, no, there's no hair, there's no nothing, no haircuts, no packages. You do get yard, and you do get to go to canteen, which you want to do because otherwise you'll starve. But yeah, so you're trapped in there. So for the reception, it's mostly cell living, like I just showed you, but there's also dorms. And when I was there back in the mid-2000s, the dorms were, it was called Y dorm. It was really the gymnasium that they converted to more housing because the prisons were so overcrowded. And I was able to get my hands on some pictures of Y dorm, and I've done time there as well. 3 bunks high. Look at that. The whole area was stacked full of bunk beds, 3 bunks high, just like that. It was disgusting. Just like this here, it looked just like that. And imagine living there, you guys. Imagine living there. Look, those guys laying down on their bed, people walking by. Now, Tracy's probably best known for, gets his notorious, you know, theme because of the water. The water was so bad. The water would come out brown in your cup, and you'd have to drink it. You have to drink it. And it's hot, like in the summer, it's like you'll die without drinking water, so you have to drink it. You can go weeks without food, but water, 2 days, 3 days, you're dead. So you have to drink cups full of brown water. It comes out brown. The water got so bad one time when I was there that they actually told us to stop drinking it, and they would give us gallon bottles of bottled water. They'd give you 1 gallon to last 3 days. So every 3 days, you get a fresh gallon of water. Now, that's not enough water. Okay, put it in perspective. They've tried, like, putting water filtration systems in there, and they were never able to fix it. It was just horrible water. God knows how many carcinogens were in there. You know, fertilizers and pesticides from the agriculture. Who knows? But it was horrible. Horrible water. So being a reception center, it's also like a violent place because you've got all these different people coming from all these different counties that are all thrown together. And so every time that you go to yard, it's serious business, because there's always going to be a removal. Someone's going to get stabbed or beat up or removed, at least one from every race, you know, and so you always got to be on your toes. There was a big riot there with us and the Northerners one time. Point is, it's dirty, dungy, fucking violent, gross. It's just a negative, horrible place. At some point during reception, you'll get called out all day for medical, and they do your dental and medical and assessments and all that stuff, and they take you and put you in this outside bullpen you see here, and it's an all-day affair, and it kind of sucks, but it does get you out of the cell. Notice how everyone is scruffy, their hair is long, they have beards, the clothes barely fit on them, because you don't get haircuts or nothing like that. The clothes they give you, you get what you get, and you have to make it work. So that's why everyone looks like that. Now here is a typical day of laundry exchange. Once a week, you'll come down and exchange one set of dirty clothes for another. Way out. And once a week, you get to go to yard. So you come down the hallway, get patted down through the metal detectors, step outside, then you have to strip down and get naked and get strip searched. Then you go to yard, and the yard is pretty big, and you're just going to walk around in circles. And it's just a sea of orange, walking the track in circles aimlessly for 3 hours. And then at the end of that, someone's usually going to get stabbed or killed or beat up, you know. And then here's a blood alley. Every prison has a blood alley. It's a little blind spot where people get stabbed up and killed at. So here's the Mainline guys coming back from yard. Notice that they're in personal clothing and stuff like that. So these are the Mainline guys who are actually doing their time there. They're separate from the reception center inmates. You know, you don't want to necessarily mainline at Tracy, but any mainline is going to be better than any reception, so put it that way. But those guys are still drinking that same nasty water as we are. But, yeah. Here is Z dorm, which is the Mainline level 2, also in the gymnasium. It's next to Y dorm, and they get single bunks, so at least that's a little bit better. Here's the chow hall. You know, this would be full of inmates, and you gotta file in and sit as you came in. You can't pick and choose where you get to sit. This place would be full of inmates and guards and noise and drama. And you're there for 15 minutes and back to the cell, and then you come back at dinner. So you're there twice a day in the chow hall for 15 minutes, then you lock it back up in the cell. Here are some reception center inmates going somewhere, medical or wherever, and you got to walk with your hands behind your back at all times. And you can tell they're reception inmates because they're wearing orange. Inmates in orange always means reception. And they're probably going back to their cells to lock it down again. If you've ever done time in Tracy, then you know this guy right here. This fucking dude is famous. This fucking cop right here, he's a clown. He'll make fun of you, talk shit to you, fuck around with you, but he's not a bad dude. He's actually kind of famous. But he's pretty cool, and he is the epitome of the difference between a correctional CO and like a sheriff's deputy that you'd find in a county jail. It's like a totally different prison guards are a lot more chill. They're more respectful. A lot of them, like, you could fucking talk shit to, clown. You know, because they're more like they're there to do a job, and they're not there to bust people and shit like that. There are cops that are there for that, but not like the run-of-the-mill COs. So hope you guys like the video. It kind of gives you an idea of what the inside looks like. I'm surprised I was able to get those pictures for you, but I got them. So maybe I'll do a couple more videos like this where I kind of showcase different prisons I've been to. But as bad as Tracy is and was, I still had a lot of fun there. We'd make bags of fucking pruno. In those wings I showed you with all the cells, motherfuckers would make fishing line. We call it fishing line or string. And they'd shoot it all the way down the tier and up one or down one and over two. And they'll be running bags of pruno up and down. Like, there's no one on the tier, but all these crisscross fishing lines of everyone pulling contraband in from back and forth, moving wine in fucking garbage bags, or, you know, food items or coffee or fucking dope, contraband or whatever. So I had some fun times there too. So hope you guys like it. I'll see you on the next video.